Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Motherlode show. I mean, it's been a little bit.
It's been a while.
Since our last episode. They won't know that because they happen regularly. But for us,
it's been a while.
It's been a little bit. We're peeling back the curtain a little bit. Yes. Hey, these episodes, we don't record them every other week like they come out.
No, we do as life goes on. We do all these different things in between, and whenever we get to catch up, we catch up.
And sometimes, big life things have kind of happened and buttoned up. Other times they haven't. But yeah, I mean, what a fun season with now the New York Knicks.
Yes. What a season.
Who would have thought a year ago that we would, a year ago, you had no idea, right?
No idea.
That any of this, that you'd live in New York or any of this stuff would happen.
No. It's good to be back on the East Coast, though. And we're just so ecstatic for the team, what they've done. The energy is back in New York. We're having fun. Jalen seems to be he's making his way. He's adjusted pretty well, I'd say.
Oh, man, that guy. I mean, I think we always knew, like, this dude's got, but, like, all along, even right out of high school, it's like, that kid's not a 5-star, and then just starting right there and then just proving people wrong every step of the way. And then, too, just just the way he leads, and he leads by example and leads with fun. I think that's the difference. Yeah. Is, there's some people that lead and they accomplish things, but it looks like they're doing it and they're all having a great time too, which to me,
I'm looking forward to next year and seeing what they do. It's just been a blessing. It's been fun. And, you've been there since Stevenson, Villanova, Dallas, now New York. So got to get you out to the Garden.
I'd love to. If only he knew, like, the new player they added better, the Josh Hart guy or whatever. If he only knew him a little bit better.
There's such a disconnect between the two of them, but
that dude looked like he'd been on that team for a couple years already.
So the funniest thing is when the two of them got together, I said, "You guys are like Itchy and Scratchy." Do you remember Itchy and Scratchy?
Of course I remember.
They
Itchy
were like,
and Scratchy.
Jalen was like, "Yeah, I remember Itchy and Scratchy show." And he's like, "Mom, you never let me really watch." I'm like, "Yeah, you did. You watched it."
Didn't they try to murder each other?
Yes.
Every episode? Okay.
Itchy and Scratchy. For those of you who don't know, it's a little mini cartoon segment that comes on. What was it?
So it's like the Tom and Jerry, but the Simpsons version, where it's just a little bit.
I don't know who. I think Itchy was the mouse, and Scratchy was the black cat.
That sounds right.
The mouse always tried to decapitate the cat. But at any rate, that's Jalen and Josh. They're hams. I love being around them. The energy they bring is great. But for you, sir, how have you been? What's going on?
Obviously, I've got the T-shirt biz going. Blink Tees we're getting into the busy season. The summer is the busy season for us. We're about to hit a record month, so that's
awesome.
Fun, keeping us busy. And
the kids.
Abby's great swimming. She's hilarious. Stevie is actually going on his first trip. He just left he's still at the airport right now, but he's heading to Atlanta. He's on his Scholastic Bowl team, so he's...
So this is a first flight on his own?
First flight on... Yeah, so this is only his second flight. Our first one was when we flew out to Dallas to see Jalen play, and then this is his second time on an airplane, so he'll be out.
And how do you feel?
I feel like I kind of match his energy. So if he's like comfortable and confident, then I'm cool. I'm cool with it. He's
no tears leaving the airport. It's okay though, because I cried when I left my child at the airport.
No, I felt really good, and I'm not afraid to cry either. Believe me, I have my moments for sure. But yeah, no, he was super
and Julie's
confident.
Good.
I think so. She left for work this morning. She was a little emotional last night. I think part of not being able to see him off too was part of that. But he's. I don't know. He's a good kid.
Well, we wish him a safe flight.
Yeah.
A safe return. Also, the Scholastic, is it over the weekend? Because today's Friday, so it's the weekend.
So it's like a national type thing.
Okay.
And then Fremd's team is ranked really high. So three of the best teams in the whole country are right here in
Illinois.
In this conference even. It's Barrington, Buffalo Grove, and Fremd are three of the top teams in the country. So
good. Well, congrats on that, and you got to keep us up to date. Let us know how he does.
On all the nerdiness that's happening in Atlanta this weekend with him. So, and then I got a tattoo.
I see.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, muscle man.
What camera do I have to? That one right there. Yeah,
that's pretty. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's a Department 56 house. So it's like those houses that old ladies collect. I looked, and my tattoo artist looked, Taylor with Monster Inc. Studios. He's the man. We looked. We could not find on record anybody that has ever gotten a tattoo of one of these. So I can't be the first, but
did it hurt?
Can't find it. Actually, it felt. Oh, this is gonna sound weird. I actually liked it. Is that weird?
No, because that's why people usually get multiple tattoos because they like it.
No, but I liked the feeling of it being done. Is that weird?
No,
Okay.
because I've heard that a lot.
Okay.
So that means you might get another one.
I will probably get another one.
See, that's it. Okay.
And this one was in honor of my mom, so I'll tell that story at another time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm thinking of doing a whole sleeve.
Whoa.
And then this like plugs in. So like this is something that would plug
in and then
so everything would be like electronic in some way, and then I'd have like some janky like splitter and like wires just all over the place. That's the thought. But we'll see.
Okay.
You have to have money to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's intensive. Well, it looks good.
Well, thank you.
Congrats on that. I look forward to whatever else you get. If I were to get one, it's going to be something little, very tiny.
What would you get? Like, what would that?
I want to get something that my children would get, and right now our little thing is a key.
Okay.
Like a key,
so you would all get the same thing.
Same thing, okay. Yeah. But we'll see.
All right.
Okay. Without further ado, I want to tell you who we got going.
That's enough about us.
So, it's been a while, and I always try to bring in someone that I know if I can, and this guest is another beautiful soul. Everyone that we bring in is a beautiful soul, but
Absolutely.
She is special. I met her, and it's almost like a guess who, but I know you know who she is. I met her at Stevenson High School.
I've been there. Yeah.
Our sons played on the same basketball team. So there's a theme here. It seems like basketball is like my universe, right? So
you've spent some time.
Yes, some time.
Over the last, I don't know, 20-ish years. Well, no, more than that even. Because Rick,
Yeah. But I tell you, her name is, well, I'm going to wait on that. Excuse me. We'll wait on that. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. Had I known her for years prior to getting to Stevenson, I would have learned a lot about the business of sports and children. She's raised 3 children.
Okay.
They all played basketball in high school. They played professionally. And she is, oh my gosh, the accolades for this woman is amazing. While she was she worked as a pharmacist, believe it or not, while going to law school at night.
Okay. That sounds
and
like
all the while
time-consuming
raising
things,
3 children.
Okay. Yeah.
I can only imagine getting them to the various different sports events and school functions and so forth or so on. So that's a nugget that I learned about her as I did my little research. So she is not only a pharmacist, she's also an attorney. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got it right.
Okay.
I got a little birdie here telling me stuff about her. Her name is Denice Simon. She is currently a lead attorney at a major company. And I'll let her tell her story about that. And I mean, her journey is tremendous. She is a philanthropist, an attorney, a pharmacist, a mother, a grandmother.
And it seemed like just kind of reading through her story, like I think she's on every board that's ever every board that's ever been created.
Every board that's been created. She's relentless with respect to, I guess in her free time, she's raised 3 children. What do you do in your free time? It looks like she gives back. So I'm lucky that she's joined us today, and I can't wait for you to meet her.
All right, well, let's get her on the show. Denice, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Very, very good. So every time, and I say this a lot, every time she brings somebody on the show, I'm just like, I need to do more with my life. After I hear some of these things going on, and just honored that you would take some time out to spend some time with us. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. Great to see you, San. We've been missing each other in person, so good to connect virtually.
Yes, you look great. You look great in your red.
Thank you.
Or is it orange?
It's red.
Okay, it's red. It's red.
I'm red-green colorblind, so you could have told me that was forest green, and I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So Denice, as I was telling Steve, that we met many, many years ago, probably in 2011 sometime. Well, your son was a junior at high school, and my son was a freshman at Stevenson High School. Denice has this calm demeanor about her. She's poised. And I didn't know she was an attorney at the time. You know, everybody's a mom. Everybody's a mom. They do their thing. They're helping with the school and whatever. But you've raised 3 children all through the Stevenson School District. And who would have known that not only you were an attorney, but a pharmacist, Denice?
Yes. Yeah.
Unreal. Unreal. Can you tell us how that came to be? Tell us, if you were able to give us an elevator speech about yourself, tell us how you come to become a pharmacist and then also go on to be an attorney.
And an elevator that has a lot of floors.
Yeah. This is a skyscraper for you, okay?
I was going to say, my elevator speech would be very succinct. And it would just be, Christian, mother, grandmother, avid sports fan, super volunteer.
All right, so now an elevator pitch where you hit the button and then you get stuck between floors for about, 4 or 5 minutes. How about that elevator pitch?
Okay. So I started my journey at Purdue University and went to pharmacy school where I got
I'm supposed to say boiler up at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Boiler up.
All right.
Got my Purdue flag in here. Got my bachelor's of science in pharmaceutical sciences. And then started working in the pharma industry. And, I decided that I wanted to, reinvent myself. Wanted to do something different. I've always been one to want to do more and do more. So that's kind of how law school came about. As you mentioned, I was divorced. I had 3 young children and was working full time and decided to go to law school. So people thought I was crazy, so I ended up going to the University of Illinois, Chicago, to their law school and got my Juris Doctorate degree. I
don't know what I'm supposed to say there. ILL? Is that a thing that ILL?
UIC.
Oh, UIC. Okay.
UIC.
Right.
UIC.
Okay.
Yeah, UIC. Yeah. And so I would work during the day. I take the train down 3 nights a week to my classes. I went to class on Saturdays as well, but I was able to finish in 4 years and pass the bar first time out. But I guess everything was
first time out.
Woo!
Awesome.
Same with the pharmacy board.
You're being okay. I don't mean to cut you off, but you're being very modest because I heard that you are an excellent student on all levels, dean's list.
Yeah.
The bar was probably nothing for you. So I'm not surprised.
I always have been, I guess I would say if I had to talk about my journey, I would really say it was more of an expedition because I tried to kind of move through life with purpose. And even when I was in high school, I was very focused and I was ready to be done. And I took extra classes and I graduated in 3 years instead of 4 because I was like ready to move on.
In high school you did that?
In high school, yeah.
I've heard that in college, but in high school, that's like Doogie Howser stuff right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, not really. But I have to say, everything that I've done has been possible, 1, by the grace of God, for sure. And then 2, having a supportive family. I could not have done any of it without the support of my family. My sisters were my early tutors. So we would play school when we were younger and they were teaching me things. So I was reading, before other kids were my age. And then, when I decided to go to law school, if my mother and father had not been my support system, I never could have done that. So, they would watch the kids while I would go to school at night. And, I would come home, the kids, they would be, they'd be fed, they'd be ready for bed, homework would be done. I was just blessed, very, very blessed. I would say to other people that would, are considering taking another career path to definitely, don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you back because, if you persevere and if you're focused and determined, you can really do a whole lot more than what you think you are capable of doing. I'd say never be afraid to reinvent yourself and to, just kind of keep going. And I was a non-traditional student. I had been out in the working world, so I was older than everybody else. I had a lot of things working against me, but, you can do it. You can do it. You just have to stay determined and focused and, get it done.
So you weren't going to too many of the parties and things that everybody else were going to.
Yeah, not so many, but...
Well, it sounds like you could teach the class, actually.
I did have a good college experience. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun. I was in the dance squad. Yeah, so I did stuff that normal students do.
Love it.
So I got to say, listening to you right now, like you're very soothing, right? Do you get that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could be a plaintiff's attorney, I could be rattled, and you're just so calm and poised, and I could only imagine, like in your household, with 3 children, just like the reinforcement that I get just listening to you right now, what you've given to your children, and just how they were able to conquer, and do good things. We could talk about your children if you don't mind. You raised
sure. 3
exceptional humans. I want to start with your baby girl, though. Okay, you have David is your eldest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Kelsey, and then you have Chandler.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Kelsey.
Okay.
Kelsey is phenomenal. And,
She is.
What can you? I was trying to explain a little bit to Steve about what Kelsey does. And who she is.
Yeah. So I probably would classify Kelsey as the ultimate super mom. She is about everything motherhood. She has her bachelor's degree from the Miami of Ohio, and then she has a master's in strategic communication from Purdue. Boiler up.
Yeah. I've got a friend Ragu who's a big Purdue fan. If I don't squeeze that in there, he gets mad at me. So.
Yeah. And she played sports in high school as well, and then in college. And she went on to play professional basketball overseas, and that's where she met her husband. She's also a 2-time best-selling author. She's written 2 books on motherhood. The first one is Help, My Husband is Hardly Home. And that's talking about, being married to a professional athlete and having to, raise the kids and run the household with him being gone a lot.
Wow.
And then the second book was Help, I Need a Break from Motherhood. And I think that one is focused more on self, and how to not lose yourself when you're in a position of being a mother and wife and head of the household and those types of things. So
yeah, that sounds like she gets her own episode, right? Is what that sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like we need to have her.
She would be great. She would be great, and she's a life coach. She's a certified yoga instructor, and she's just she's always, like I said, just promoting everything motherhood, breastfeeding, baby wearing, you name it, she's doing it. She's making her own food. She's a vegan. She's awesome.
I'd like to meet her, actually.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling that one day we'll meet her, but I think actually we can make that happen today.
Okay.
Kelsey.
What's going on?
Hey!
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
Hi.
Very good to meet you. Yeah.
What a pleasant surprise.
You just got the best introduction
Hey,
I think you could get, right?
Honestly, I was backstage tearing up. I just was like, I hear the stuff about her all the time. Not all the time, but I just know about it. But hearing you guys speak about it and hearing her speak about it again got me teary-eyed. And then, Mom, you talking about me.
It's a beautiful
Literally.
thing. I mean, the two of you, I was going to say as she was going on, I'm like, what a role model for your daughter. You could now, I've known Kelsey for years. And Kelsey, you're like a gentle soul. You have always been. Now I see it. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm connecting the dots and listening to your mom's story. And that's where you get it from. I mean, that's who you are. That's like a mini me, right? And so I've come to see you grow into this beautiful woman who is all of a sudden author, mother, of course, wife and mother. And our paths have crossed because of basketball. But if I had you when I was a young mom with a professional basketball husband, I think I would have been a little bit okay. I found out everything on my own. But you, my dear, have taken this to another level. I'm sure your mom would say she could have used you two back then, right?
Sure.
You have taken this to another level, and congratulations on everything. But it's good to see you, Miss World
Thank
Traveler,
you.
as well.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've probably seen Steen around. Maybe Steve is a good friend of the family, and Stevenson.
Yeah, I led a group of kids from my church at Stevenson High School, so
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time there.
So
rooting
he
for
was a
lot
youth pastor with Jalen's friends, and that's how I got to know Steve. And Steve and I have been like with each other ever since, and I learned a lot with him. And he's an enthusiast, and we talk basketball all day. But that aside, I wanted to introduce you to him.
We were the ones. It was me, you, and Sandy. The three of us are the ones screaming at everybody at football games.
At football games, yes, at football games. And I gotta tell you, I'm that bougie mom I need to be in a basketball court. I need to be in a gym. The football is too cold. It's too cold in Illinois to watch football. It's just not my thing. So, luckily, there was a couple of things that we added to my coffee to allow me to be warm out there. Some of those cold fall nights, but
Is that
that
Fireball?
aside,
Is that Fireball? Is that no.
Kahlua?
Oh, okay.
I think it's Kahlua. So Kelsey, you've told me a lot of things, little nuggets about your mom that I want to throw out here. And, obviously your mom, I would guess you would think of your mom as a role model, right? And
Yes.
how did you see growing up? What did you think like your mom going to school and was normal, or just how busy she was and just how she did everything with you and your brothers? Like when it was obviously for you, it was what your family is used to, but how did you use that growing up to help, guide you in your world of sports, academics, and so forth? Was your mom actually that type of mom? Was like that?
Well, yeah,
that tiger mom?
I think you asked a great question there too. Is like, obviously that was different, and for you that was your normal, but like, did you see that as like a different thing? That hey, your mom is at night heading to these classes, and kind of what was your thought on that being a little one?
For sure. Now my heart's like racing too, because I'm thinking back to when I was younger too, and I honestly didn't feel like I missed out on my mom because of those experiences and because of the choices that she's made. As I, of course, got older, I did notice that what she was doing was not normal at all. Like, was not normal. To become a pharmacist and then to go back again and become a lawyer at her age and with younger kids and just all the circumstances. And just seeing her in her element doing something for herself, which ultimately bettered the family and myself, it's really ingrained in me how important it is that you look out for yourself. And it's not in a selfish way at all. It is the most selfless act in the world, and I am so grateful for that. And also, my mom, you have showed me how, and you said it too, how you can reinvent yourself. When you go down my bio, my list of accomplishments or whatever it is, I am all over the place because I am a multifaceted, magnetic human being, because you are a multifaceted, magnetic human being, and that stuck with me because I don't have to just be the professional athlete. I don't have to be only mom. I don't have to be a career driven woman only. I get to have my passions. I get to have my fun. I get to switch lanes whenever I choose, as long as I'm taking care of my responsibilities. And I think that is there's so much power in that. So you really have empowered me to take control of my own life. And I truly am living the life that I love. And it's even beyond what I have envisioned.
That's amazing.
Woo. That's a lot. That's beautiful, actually, and that's what we're here for, to hear stories like that and tributes to mothers like that, because I mean, yeah, you are all over the place. I follow you on Instagram.
Well, now I'm gonna follow her
I follow you on Instagram,
Yeah.
and if you could come back on our little podcast to tell us about
would
what
love
you
to.
do. Now that you're back in the States, I mean, and sometimes I text her in the middle of the night, and then she'll respond the next day. I don't know where she is, whatever. But you, my dear, are the epitome of what we try to explain to people here on this show. How exceptional moms can raise exceptional humans. And I mean, I guess if we put them side by side and just listed all of the accolades between you and your mom, we probably would run out of time.
We would, but also, like, it's her, like, she's kind of helped create that, but she's her own person too, and so just kind of using that as a model. And
Denice, I gotta tell you, having Kelsey on, having you talk about Kelsey was eye-opening, because I was just saying that she's all over the map, but I love her energy, and when I say, but in a positive way.
Yes.
You're not scatterbrained or anything like that, or helter-skelter. But I'm thinking to myself, I think the little bit of reinventing I do about myself is like way small, and it's a lot. It takes a lot. And Kelsey, kudos to you, but I would say it's your mom. That's your foundation. I mean,
it's her.
It's all her. And your mom is so poised and calm. Even at basketball games, she's calm. I mean, I need you with me at a Knicks game, because I start walking around the arena.
She needs you with her at a Knicks game.
And, I party, but then it's just like, you know what? I got to take a walk.
Well, Kelsey, actually, the reason we brought you here was because your mom had an announcement that she's going to go back to school to be a surgeon and just no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, did you see my face?
I saw your face too. That was a good one,
was
Steve.
She wasn't even like, it was believable. Like, that's the fact that everything she's done, she kind of believed it.
Yeah. Whoa.
But thank you so much for being on. And you're going to, we would love for you to come back and have your own show. And then, maybe your mom will come on and surprise you.
What a pleasant surprise, Kels. Love you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Love you, Mom.
Thank you.
Sandra.
Take care,
So
sweetie.
good to see you.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. That was a good one.
Okay, you guys got me with that one. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, well, you told me she was in town. I said, is she back? And you said, well, not in town. She's back in the States. So I just, reached out to her, and
that was awesome.
we try to do that a little bit here on this show.
I mean, the show's about moms, so anytime you can show,
But I gotta tell you, she was 5 more minutes of her talking about you, tissues. Because I mean, I was like, wow. She started to get a little choked up talking about you,
and I spoke to her this morning, and she did not even let on that she.
Perfect. She did well then. That's great.
Well, it depends on what time you spoke to her. Like, you probably she texted me like 12:30 in the morning. I didn't respond back to her until like 8. So, but I'm glad that we were able to connect you two. And
I lost you for a minute. I was saying, I spoke to her this morning, and she didn't even let on that she would be joining me.
That means she did well then. That was perfect.
She did really well.
She did well. So, I mean, I wanted to ask you, with the children, your oldest children traveling abroad, playing professionally, and now Kelsey supporting her husband and his professional aspirations, playing basketball overseas. how do you balance it? How do you all do? When do you guys get together? Do you travel to various cities to see them? How do you get with the family?
So, well, funny you would say that because we're actually trying to plan an entire family vacation, which has been impossible. We haven't done it for years because everybody's schedule's all over the place. But hopefully this July, we're all going to actually be in the United States and together in the same place. But when that's not able to happen, I try and just get on the road and see the kids as much as I can. So I'll travel wherever they're at. Lucky for me, I am a remote worker, so I can work from anywhere there's Wi-Fi. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling. And
so we got to meet Kelsey. That was awesome. But you've got two other wonderful boys, according to what Sandra tells me. Like, let's hear about them a little bit.
Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks again for the surprise with Kelsey. That was awesome. Well, yes, my boys, they are amazing as well. I'll start with David. He's the eldest, and David has a bachelor's in chemistry from Purdue. Go
Boiler up again.
Boiler family.
Yeah, he went to IPFW. And he also has a master's in business administration. And so David is he's an amazing athlete as well. He just finished his 18th season as a professional basketball player.
Wow.
And I know,
that's a long career.
It is a very long career.
My knees are aching just thinking about that.
Yeah. And he most recently was in Kyoto in Japan playing for the Hanaris. And he has tons of awards that he's won. He's won championships. He's been on all-star teams, and he has been the center of the year. And he just continues to do amazing things, even at his, old age of 18 seasons in as a basketball player. And then he also has started a nonprofit foundation where he is going to help underprivileged and underserved youth, both in the classroom and on the court. So I'm really, really proud of David as well.
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well,
are you able to share with us what that is, and maybe we could put a link to it somewhere to help promote that?
Yeah. So it's David Simon Foundation.
Okay.
And
well titled.
Well,
no.
Are you on the advisory board for that?
I am on one of the
So that's another board. That wasn't in our list. That's another one.
This obviously for your child, you'll do anything. So
for sure. Always make time for that. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And can you tell us about it's David Simon Foundation.org.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make sure to put that in the notes as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
So David, he's your eldest, so I'm assuming that I met your oldest grandchild.
Yes.
Tell us, he has 2 children, 3 children?
David has 3 boys,
yes,
Jaden, Jackson, and Jordan.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
And they are fantastic. And then my youngest son, Chandler, to speak briefly about him as well. Chandler also played professional basketball. And most recently, he played for the Kokomo Bobcats. And now he's on their coaching staff. But Chandler, he has his bachelor's degree in business from Valparaiso University. And he also has a master's of business administration. So he's got an MBA. So I'm really
proud.
I
wonder what the total number of classroom hours is between the people that grew up in her household. It's a few.
Yeah.
We try to promote education anywhere we can. And
I have succeeded. Nonetheless, that is amazing. So
and Chandler's doing great things too. He's also, in addition to coaching in the TBL, he is the founder and owner of a logistics company, and he started an urban clothing line called Vibes Essentials. So
okay, I'm in the clothing world too. So we do screen printing apparel and all that stuff. So
wow,
I'll have to check it out. I'm sure
for sure
designing some good stuff.
And once again, we have the children following in mom's footsteps. just doing not only educationally, now doing their small businesses and foundations and things like that. Your family is just like,
well,
doing the most. I mean, it's awesome. You should be so proud.
I am
Glowing.
very, very proud, and as I said, very, very blessed, and I'm honored to be their mom. And they're great people. You know, most parents we love our kids because we have to, but I also like my kids. I think they're pretty cool humans. So
no, and I mean, not only are they cool, I mean, you're just short if you add yourself a basketball team, right? I mean, I would love to see it could be the Simons versus the Brunsons, you know.
Let's do it.
We could have like a summer little thing going to soiree.
Who would win in that one?
I don't know, boy. We'll see.
What is Rick's game like these days?
He only plays half court. Like, it's just offensive. He doesn't go past he's just one side of the one side of the ball. I can tell you that Rick has. Is she? Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Let's do it. Let's get
we
that
can do it, right?
Game.
So Rick actually trained Kelsey for like a summer in between when she came home before she went back to play professional. And I remember, like, after one of the first 2 workouts, she came into the house and she's just like, he doesn't talk. And she says, but he's just like pointing and telling. And it takes a while because he's used to just training like with Jalen. And she goes, it took me a while to understand what he wanted me to do. But she said that he was just awesome to work with. And, you know, and she took away from it that if you can work with him, you can probably work with anyone because he is tough as nails, you know.
He is tough. And
he's tough.
She enjoyed working on him. I mean, we love your family, everybody from the kids to the, you know, you and Ricky. And he's gonna get me for calling him that.
Ricky.
And the grandmothers, I love the grandmothers.
Yes,
Nancy and your mom are fantastic. So yeah.
And you're a grandmother now.
Yes.
So how is that? How's that?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. I have amazing grandchildren. They are just awesome. So I have a range from 1-year-old all the way up to 12. So, and my boys they're athletes as well. So I'm always, you know, there's always a game. They play baseball, football, basketball, and then they're now into music. So they're playing musical instruments. So we also have to throw in musical concerts now.
What instruments are they playing?
The trumpet and the saxophone.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, they can get jazzy.
Jazz,
yeah, and they're actually pretty good too. So
that's
impressive. So yeah.
Yeah, my brother was a drummer, so we had drums in the house, which I always asked for, like, Christmas. Can we like just soundproof my brother's room? Like, that would be a great gift for me. But yeah, but now that he's good and actually playing, you know, it's awesome. Now I'm happy he's a drummer. But growing up, it was like, this is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, in trying to get to know you a little bit more about you, what would you say is your favorite pastime?
Favorite pastime is actually going to be quality time with the kids. I just love my kids. But when I'll say something outside of family, I like to cycle. So I really like riding my bike outdoors, but I'm okay indoors too on the stationary bike, but it's not as fun. So I do like to do that. I like to read. I love to travel when it's not, when it's for a vacation. So,
do you consider visiting the kids vacation?
Actually, I always try. I don't consider it vacation. No, because
that's an honest answer. That's true.
Yeah, it's relaxing. I try to relax all the time as much as I can, but it is relaxing. But it's also always very, very busy because, I want to be an active grandma. So I love hanging out with the kids and doing whatever it is they want to do. So
that's saying yes to your kids.
What are the kids? Because grandma, that is the title. But what do the grandkids call you? Do you have a nickname?
Yeah, they call me Dee Dee.
Oh,
That's
They call me
awesome. Like,
Dee.
where does that come from?
Well, it comes from kind of because of Denice. So when my oldest son, he had kids first, and so their mom's mother, she took Gigi, so that was taken. So she's like, I want to be called Gigi. And I'm like, okay, well then I guess I'll be Dee.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So that's kind of
Because
how
you don't look like they call you grandma. You know, first of all, you look very young, right?
Well, thank you.
And,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
and it's fun. Like all the cool grandmas get that fun name. I'm working. I don't know if I'm years from being a grandma, but I'm working on the name.
Oh, you're gonna write it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I can't be a nana. My mom's nana.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is grandma.
So this would be, if you took their formula, it'd be Cece. It'd be Cece.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm working on it.
There
But
you go.
so what do you? I know that you have a lot of passions. And you have a lot, like we mentioned, you're on several boards.
Mhm.
I don't know where you find the time to do all of
I
these
got
things.
asked to be on one board, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't know that I can. I mean, great organization, awesome, does great things for kids, and
Mhm.
I just know, like, when I say yes to something, I want to make sure I'm giving it my all, and so I just
Yes.
wasn't able to fit that one board into my tiny little stuff that I'm doing. I can't imagine looking at these major organizations that you're on the board for, and yeah, it's impressive. And
It's to your credit, exactly. I'm on a board, and it seems like the meetings come up all the time. When it's like, oh, 3 months down, I'm like, it's next week, and they're like giving you the minutes, and I'm like, and it's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
and then I was a secretary to the board, and I had to do. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it's a lot, but
It is.
I mean, so are you on a board for any organizations that you like charitable boards? Like what do you like organizations? What are you
So,
doing? What kind of board?
The boards that I'm active on now. So I'm on an advisory board for NAMWA, which is the National Association for Women and Minority-Owned Law Firms, and so their mission is really to support and promote women-owned and minority-owned law firms. So that doesn't take up a lot of my time because I usually just give them the perspective from the pharma industry. So that doesn't really take a lot of time. And then the other boards that I've worked with have been the Association of Corporate Counsel, the Chicago chapter, and the Minority In-House Counsel Group. And both of those had a mission to really promote diversity in the legal pipeline. And, so that attorneys can, tend to look like the people that they represent. And so I was very passionate about those. I try to, I guess I'm trying to spread myself a little thin, but I'm with you, Steve. If I can't give my all, I'm not gonna join it. So I've actually rolled off of 2 of the boards, and I'm really focusing now on mentoring law students and pharmacy students, and I've been doing that for years, and it's something I'm really passionate about, and so I do love doing that, and so I've actually I work with a few really amazing organizations to that end too. ACC Chicago, they have a great mentoring program, as does the National Bar Association, and my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I'm one of their coach liaisons for our fellows, our leadership fellows. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, too, like I've got a history of pouring into young folks. For me, it was high school for a number of years too, and it looks like for you, it's at that academic, like the college age.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
And so you could tell you lit up when you started talking about those.
What you're passionate about.
I love it, and it doesn't even stop when the program's over. So that's the glory of being establishing a great relationship with these young adults, because now they're out in the world, they're professionals, they're working, and I get to go to their weddings now, and they're having kids. It's really, really rewarding to see them, get out in the world and do great things.
Yeah. And two, I can imagine, there's probably some things that you learn from them, even from a legal, they're on the cutting edge of
sure.
of what's going on too. And so, I know me working with high school kept me younger, kept
you up.
How do you know who that person was?
Yeah.
I hang out with high school kids. Of course I'm going to know, so, what's something maybe that you've learned, from somebody that you're mentoring that you might have not known in your profession if you hadn't been tapped into that?
That's a good question. I think as far as information, I can, there's just so much because lawyering is so specialized. And since I'm focused in the pharma industry, I really know that very, very well. But then there's a lot of other areas of law that I know nothing about because I didn't study it and I haven't worked there. So I rely on my mentees now for specialized legal advice. So one of my mentees is doing immigration law. I have one that is human resources professional and one that's focusing on litigation. And so I'm always learning from them about their areas of law. So
keeps awesome. You youthful too.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. And so when in addition to the boards that you're on and the mentoring that you do now, you said that you support an organization called SmashMart.
Yes.
Can you explain that to us? I know a little bit about it, but can you explain to Steve also? I shared some of the information with him. Okay. What is that organization and how did you come to support the organization?
Yeah, so SmashMart it's a nonprofit that was started from Stevenson grad. The Steinman family is a very good friend of our family, and they had a son that was diagnosed with SMART, which is it's a very devastating condition that attacks the spinal cord and causes the spinal cord to deteriorate over time, and it affects them in the first year of life. And most of the kids that have SMART have a very, very low life expectancy. But thankfully, their son is still here, and he's defying all odds and thriving. And their organization Smash Smart is raising money to do research that can find a cure for this condition, because it is a rare disease. It doesn't affect very many. And so there's not a lot of dollars being put into research because the patient population is so small. So, it's something that I really support. And
so would awareness be a good step in that too? Because it was something I haven't heard of, and so obviously I can't support something I've never heard of before, and so
yes. And because it affects so few people, there's not a lot of talk about it. It's not in the news often. But this
that's
organization
another mom
is doing some good work. Yes, another
it's,
mom.
That is Brittany Steinman.
Brittany, yes.
Brittany is phenomenal, tireless. And she has 3 children now, and come to find out, her son and her mother came to New York this year.
Oh, did they?
Oh, nice.
Yes, and they got to see Jalen play. They got to see Jalen play.
They got to see Rick screaming on the sideline, screaming from the bench.
And it was really nice. So here's a mom looking out for her other children, and she just wanted, her eldest to have like that special time to be able to just get away and so forth. And what Brittany puts into this organization, into her children, but especially her child with this right now incurable condition, is amazing. So once you see it and you've looked in the link, all of a sudden you'll then see it. It pops. She's been on CNN. She's been on, and we've been following her. So it is definitely
one of the things I saw was a pie. Was it a pie challenge where you challenge people to smash
Did you see
a
Jalen?
pie in their face? I didn't see. Was Jalen on
We'll
there?
have to share. We did a pie challenge.
Oh, okay.
Jalen was in college, and Jalen did a promo.
Oh, I didn't see
Erica,
that.
there was a couple of clips. Erica just went. It was a pie challenge, and we threw the
I'm
pie
sure
in his
Erica
face.
was really
She
delicate.
loved
and
every minute
I'm
of
sure
it.
she didn't really. Yeah.
So it was a
I'm
pie
sure she gave it
challenge,
to him.
and that's how we first came to learn about the organization.
Mhm.
And but she's doing a wonderful job, and I'm sure with you supporting her and your family, she definitely has the support she needs, and we should definitely also have her on. She's
Yeah.
a tremendous story.
And how
Yeah.
could somebody, like, what would be a great way, people, if they're listening and they're like, hey, I want to know more, I want to be a part of this, like what would be a great way for them to, kind of take action hearing about this for the first time?
Oh, yeah. Well, they can definitely go to smashsmart.org and donate. And also, they're on Instagram, I know for sure. And they probably are on some of the other social media platforms, but I'm not. So I can only speak to
Where do you have time, Denice?
to
Where do you
Instagram.
have time?
But yeah.
You can pay people to host all that stuff for you these days. So
Yeah,
AI
yeah.
can take care of some of it. That's all fine.
There is switching gears,
Mhm.
Denice. I'm gonna just sit here and blush and just Denice multifaceted. There's so much to Denice that
Oh
the
my
world doesn't
gosh,
know, right? But Denice, can you tell us, you have a famous family member, your dad.
Mm.
Your dad. Wait till you hear about her dad. Her family is so talented. You come. I mean, your parents are beautiful. They're beautiful
Yes.
people, and I know most recently you had the passing
Yeah.
of your dad. And please, can you explain to Steve? Because I mean, I won't give your dad justice, but he is famous in his own right. Who is your father?
Yes, my dad. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry here. My dad.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I miss him. So my dad is a Grammy Award-winning rhythm and blues singer, Joe Simon.
Oh,
Yeah. So he has won several Grammy Awards. He's won. He's gotten some gold records. He has just been a phenomenal artist, and he also went through a reinvention of himself, and he left the rhythm and blues sector and started to sing gospel and became a minister. And so, yes, my dad.
so that's where maybe that's where that bug for the grandkids switching to music and or the kids switching to music.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh-huh.
the family is athletic, musically inclined, academic. I mean, you have it all.
Well,
Yep.
well, thank you.
And it's a blessing, and it's a blessing to be able to just have that lineage,
Yeah.
and then to see it come through fruition in your children and your grandchildren.
Well,
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me, the nugget, we always try to find, because it's the Motherlode, the nuggets,
The golden
the
nuggets.
nuggets I think that we found is kind of through mentorship, both through family, 'cause,
Yes.
when talking to Kelsey, like these things seem normal to her,
Yeah.
because they were modeled for her. They were, you were a mentor to her and you're a mentor to those students. And so, it's one thing to hear somebody that has all of these accolades and you read through their thing or whatever. It's like, great, but like, what are you contributing? Some of them just do that to rack those up, and great. Now they've got a long Wikipedia entry. Great. But like, you're using those things to then empower people and to instill that in others, and just seeing Kelsey's face, like in your own family. I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
that's what it's all about.
You know
And,
what?
I know people that are watching this are going to be inspired by that. And maybe if they are just trying to rack up those accolades for personal reasons, maybe it'll inspire them to like, hey, how can I start to give back to somebody? And
Yeah.
I know that's been my takeaway from this so far. And
Oh,
Oh,
definitely. And
thank
my
you.
brain is
You are warming my heart.
my brain is like, I'm like, oh, okay, is that what I'm going to call it? I'm reinventing myself, because doing this
You are right
is
now.
like, reinventing myself.
It
And
absolutely is.
when Steve and I talked about this maybe a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half
ago. I was like, yeah, I always wanted to do something like that, right? And so, and then just to bring on people that I know, especially, and others who I aspire to learn and know, and just to let the world see what, the golden nuggets, hear the golden nuggets, and just to see what I see in you. And I've learned a lot too. I've been learning from my friends, and I may call you now and I say, I need a prescription for X. I'm having this,
Wait, when you say prescription for X, you mean like a numeral to fill in, not for X?
Oh, yeah, that didn't come across very well.
I don't think she can prescribe that.
No. For Y.
Okay.
A prescription for something. But no, I mean, and that's the thing, that's the beauty of it. We have like all these friends and families who are doing so many different things. And I have definitely reached out to your daughter, your niece occasionally, and just about little things. And it's amazing. So it's all a credit to you, my dear friend.
Oh, I can't take the credit.
Well, you make it look easy and you make it look rewarding. I gotta tell you, you get sleep. I mean, I'm running around. I'm like, I'm tired. I can't do this. I can't do that. But you make it look all worthwhile, and it seems like it is. I've learned so much, and I'm going to look to support your kids' endeavors because, I mean, I knew a lot about Kelsey, but please keep us informed about the boys, your men, and what they're doing, because we definitely want to help support in any way we can.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll put all their, we'll get the information about the logistics company and the clothing line. We'll throw those all in the notes.
Yes, definitely.
Love to support them as well. Awesome. Well, Denice, this has been amazing. I mean, there's things that obviously I'm going to apply immediately to, to my life and to my family. And, just even that idea of reinventing yourself, and that's okay to do that. And I kind of get accused of being all over the place at times, and
but it's okay.
I'm sure there's some of it that is maybe a little bit unhealthy, but for the most part, I do think that it's okay to have a lot of things going on, and now I can just like point at those people and be like, well, look at Denice. So I can't be doing too much wrong because look at that.
Exactly.
So she's been helpful to me in that way. For sure.
Well,
definitely learned a lot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, all positive things. And thank you for sharing as much as you did with us today. And I'm so thankful that Steve and our friends out there have gotten to learn who you are and your contributions to your family, to your community. And it's just a pleasure getting to share that with everyone. So thank you, friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And it's been great chatting with you. Nice meeting you, Steve. And it's always a pleasure. I love you and your family.
Love you too.
Just thanks. This is great.
Thank you. Well, we'll be catching up soon.
Awesome.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
All right. Have a great one.
All right. You guys too.
Okay,
Bye.
Take care. Bye, sweetie.
Bye-bye.
So again, you just keep bringing the people. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, wow.
Well, and the thing is, I think there's a lot of people that have achieved a lot of things, but I think the through line that I've seen from everybody that we've met with is just, the hearts of these people are that of giving. And, yes, I've either, received a lot or have worked really hard to get what they have. And that's another through line, but I'm not done. I'm not doing it to collect a bunch of things or a bunch of titles for myself, but like I'm there to help raise up the next generation.
Yes.
And it's been inspiring.
Definitely inspiring. And I think the golden nuggets that we take from Denice today is just, it's okay to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And she clearly is an example of that in her children.
When I said the surgeon thing, Kelsey was almost like, really? Like the fact that that was even believable just tells you how,
Yeah. And so, but it's kudos to Denice, and it's inspiring. And that's what we try to do here, is to inspire others from life lessons and from sharing, with friends and family. So I'm looking forward to the next go round.
I am too. So yeah, we will see you with another great story of just moms being themselves and being there for their communities, being there for their kids. And this is the Motherlode Show.
Take care.